Did you know that one of the world's most exclusive, wealthiest, and sun-drenched playgrounds of the elite, Monaco, which is prone to excess, could soon find itself in the shadow of a gambling hell? This is the world's paradise where the rich fly in to avoid getting shot off, only to be the latest prize for Turkish-German businessman Necati Arabaci. The whisper is for his name. He'd got too big for his boots in Germany's red light districts, and by dirtying dark corridors of Europe's criminal underworld, his infamy is secured. Now, Arabaci is concentrating on Monaco, skulking behind the curtain of the principality's elite, but German officials are powerless to do anything from afar. What does Arabaci's presence bode for Monaco's future? Imagine if his ambitions changed life for these residents of the most affluent areas. Necati Arabaci, born February 14, 1972, in Cologne, Germany, is the son of Turkish immigrants from Konya. Arabaci grew up in a social and economic adversities that are also familiar to immigrant families, but which also engraved a drive to conquer power and respect in their life. He wasn't someone who gained credibility in the conventional sense, but via sweeping street savvy and dominance, which brought him in and quickly into the criminal underworld. By the 1990s, Arabaci had established himself as a fearsome bouncer in Cologne's red light district and established ties with some of the roughest circles. Soon, he became a major figure of Germany's criminal underworld thanks to his reputation for ruthlessness and his close ties with the Hells Angels. Street-level control became an empire spreading its tentacles from Cologne's red light district, where Arabaci took control of the city's red light district and made it his personal stronghold. Although Arabaci did set up a network of brothels at locations as diverse as the Babylon brothel in Elsdorf and other places across Mallorca, he first expanded his reach through various brothels that led from Frankfurt to the Ruhr Valley and beyond. By the late 1990s, Arabaci was the chief cash collector for an enormous network of brothels. Arabaci was frontman only, but he clutched the reins of operation, immense wealth, and all through an elaborate and secret empire which covered most of the big cities in Germany. Arabaci's business was hidden behind layers of loyal foot soldiers and Hells Angels associates, its muscle and stamp of approval operating as a fruit dealer who gave him the clout and authority to cement his position as the most powerful enforcer and most influential Hells Angels figure in Germany's underworld. The Hells Angels, the world's largest motorcycle gang, commands a membership of roughly 3,000 worldwide, including more than 650 members in Germany. Known for its stringent requirements, the gang demands that new recruits be white, over 21, and own a Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Criminal records are not only tolerated but seen as an asset, as they bolster the gang's involvement in high-stakes activities like human trafficking, drug smuggling, and violent extortion. As Arabaci's empire grew, so did his notoriety. However, amid increased scrutiny from German authorities, he took advantage of the wealthy international playground of Monaco, where he carefully curated a life of luxury, cloaked from the prying eyes of law enforcement. In Monaco, Arabaci lives with apparent ease, hiding in plain sight among the elites. Known for a lavish lifestyle funded by his vast criminal enterprise, he's often seen in high-end establishments, effortlessly blending into the ultra-wealthy circles of this glamorous principality. His Monaco residence provides him with a safe haven, free from the German authorities' reach, and a perfect facade for concealing his true identity as one of Germany's most powerful criminal figures. Known in the world of criminal underworld as a kingpin, or even an enforcer, Arabaci may come off as just another affluent resident of Monaco, but the people that know him closely know his reputation. Despite their reams of info on him held in a lockbox at their basement office, Arabaci's life of luxury and virtual anonymity in Monaco is a chilling reminder that those with power slide into the shadows, indeed very easily, even while living in plain sight. An Israeli, Necati Arabaci, became the center of a major crackdown on his criminal network in Germany in 2002. Jürgen Watson, chief prosecutor, was the figurehead for this operation, which saw one of the biggest police raids of recent times. Arabaci was being charged in court for a sprawling criminal organization and armed robbery and human trafficking and pimping by September 2004. Convicted, he served a 9-year prison sentence, and it looked as if law enforcement was finally taming him for a while. Arabaci, however, reached, and ruthlessness was even behind bars. A short time into his sentence, it was found out that he had hired an Albanian hitman from Duisburg to hit Chief Prosecutor Watson himself. It's a rare success for law enforcement that officers intercepted these plans by bugging Arabaci's prison visits, then increased Watson's security and assigned around-the-clock police protection. The trial was a rough one. At times, a critical mistranslation of key documents was enough to create enough uncertainty to induce the acquittal of a small number of men. Arabaci spent only a third of his sentence in 2007 and was released. He was promptly deported to Turkey on condition that he could never return to Germany. Returning to Turkey marked a new chapter for Arabaci, though his activities hardly slowed. Restricted from re-entering Germany, he nonetheless continued to expand his influence across Europe. Based in Turkey, he became a kingpin in the transnational underworld, with his reach extending well beyond borders. German authorities were aware of his continued presence in the European criminal scene, but jurisdictional limits prevented them from interfering. Watson, who had dedicated years to prosecuting Arabaci, suffered profoundly due to the unrelenting death threats and security pressures, ultimately deciding to relocate with his wife to escape the lingering shadow of his former adversary. In recent years, Arabaci's name has been linked to whispers of an audacious ambition, a move to Monaco. This opulent Mediterranean haven, renowned for its wealth, glamour, and tax advantages, now seems to have caught Arabaci's eye as a strategic refuge and potential base of operations. Monaco, with its elite residents and high-profile gatherings, offers Arabaci an ideal sanctuary to operate in plain sight. The tiny city-state's strict privacy laws and reluctance to extradite wealthy residents make it a unique, almost impenetrable hideaway. Here, Arabaci can maintain his lavish lifestyle under a guise of legitimacy, mingling with the world's elite and residing among other affluent figures, all while effectively shielding himself from German law enforcement. Arabaci's presence in Monaco has already sparked concerns among law enforcement across Europe. Known for his expansive criminal empire and history of violence, his arrival could disrupt the principality's prestigious reputation. But Arabaci appears unbothered by the attention, living openly in luxury. The world's rich and famous may see him as just another enigmatic, wealthy resident, unaware of the darker reputation that precedes him. For now, he exists in a delicate balance, a notorious figure hiding in plain sight, while authorities look on from afar, uncertain of when or how they might confront this powerful underworld figure again. Necati Arabaci's crime is way beyond a story about crime. It's more about the ambition not to stop, even with the enormous power of violent Europe's most law enforcement agencies. His climb from the streets of Cologne to the top of the pyramid of the Hells Angels' most feared leaders, and those who walk alongside him, has been based on violence, intimidation, and a steely determination to rule over whatever they touch. His influence within the Hells Angels and his grasp over organized crime across Europe have left an indelible mark, raising pressing questions for both authorities and the public alike. But how far does Arabaci's network extend today, and can his legacy help to shape Europe's future criminal underworld? Necati Arabaci may be the one giving this force, fear, and million-dollar empire a taste of his own medicine. But this is how he's chosen to rule, and this is how he lives. So what kind of future does he imagine? Can there be any force to overcome the empire he has created? Arabaci's rise in the ranks of the Hells Angels was a transformative part of European organized crime. In 2010, he was already well installed as the Hells Angels president in Turkey, a turning point in his career. By 2013, he had created OST Westphalen, an Italian-based faction of no more than 10 key players, which brought together his key men to create his organizational leadership within European organized crime. Mission sources say Arabaci did his work out of Izmir, although he made use of the vastness of the Hells Angels network to again penetrate Germany, and again. In late 2013, Arabaci's influence soared even further as rumors emerged that he was positioned to assume the role of European chief of the Hells Angels. The arrest of Frank Heinebuth, a prominent Hells Angels figure and brothel operator in Hanover, opened a path for Arabaci to step into an even more powerful role. Despite facing numerous legal barriers, Arabaci reportedly continued his illicit activities across borders. Using forged documents, he made clandestine trips back to Germany, overseeing operations that included controlling the bouncer scene in Cologne's entertainment districts. His gang, known as the Arabaci clan, managed numerous brothels across the Rhine-Ruhr region, including the infamous Colosseum brothel in Augsburg, allegedly even orchestrating some of these operations from prison. As Arabaci expanded his empire across Europe, Monaco emerged as his new haven. Known for its allure of wealth, exclusivity, and a strict commitment to privacy, Monaco offers Arabaci a seemingly untouchable sanctuary. Here, he lives openly, a shadowy figure mingling with high society while German authorities look on powerlessly. With the principality's staunch privacy laws and reluctance to interfere with affluent residents, Arabaci has woven himself seamlessly into the tapestry of Monaco's elite. Through high-end real estate investments, connections to influential figures, and an inconspicuous but extravagant lifestyle, he has found a way to hide in plain sight, living luxuriously while remaining ever beyond the reach of German law enforcement. Arabaci lives in Monaco, indulgent, discreetly. He has a grown face among the power brokering of Monaco with mansions on the French Riviera, high-stakes investments, and luxury yachts. On the surface, he looks like just another wealthy Monaco resident who can get lost in the mix of the international elite frequenting his casinos, marinas, and exclusive gatherings. But shrouded in that polished exterior, organized crime in the hands of Arabaci remains unbroken. But for Monaco, his presence is unsettling. He may disrupt its glamorous image. European authorities are deeply concerned about Arabaci's current activities in Monaco, yet his network of influence is reported to have spread from there to the Mediterranean, and Monaco has proved a focus of his dreams, with its strategic, tax-free appeal. His calculated approach to operating out in the open in such an elite setting is a way of operating lavishly and still pulling strings in Europe's criminal underworld. He hides in plain sight in this affluent enclave, protected by very same laws that keep Monaco a sanctuary for the richest people on earth. How does Monaco's high society with Arabaci's growing influence, what will the future hold? Will somebody be able to stop his empire's expansion before it removes Europe's criminal face? Likewise, don't forget to subscribe.